Good morning, students. Welcome to English class 7. Today we start with term 2, unit 1, supplementary. Alice in Wonderland. The story is based on imagination. The main characters are Alice, Alice's sister, and a white rabbit. Here the story begins with Alice, who was sitting under a tree along with her sister, who was reading a book which has no colorful pictures or attractive to see it. Alice became bored and she started to imagine in her own mind. She saw a white rabbit with a pocket watch. Fascinated by the ride, she follows the white rabbit down the hole. She fell for a long time when suddenly she came upon a little three-legged table all made of solid glass. There was nothing on it except a tiny golden key. When she looked around again, she came up a low curtain she had not noticed before, and behind it was a little door about 15 inches high. She tried the little golden key in the lock and she opened the lock door and saw a beautiful garden through it, but she could not reach it as she was too big. When she turned around towards the three-legged table, Alice found a green bottle that said, "Drink me," magically appeared on it. Out of curiosity, Alice took the bottle and drank the entire potion. Then she began to shrink until she was no bigger than a doll. She opened the door and quickly ran through it. "What a splendid garden!" she exclaimed. "Why, I am no bigger than the insect that crawl on these floors." But the excitement soon wore off. Alice grew bored with her tiny size. "I want to be big again," she shouted. Her shout hurt the white rabbit, who ran past her again. Mistaking her for his mate, he ordered, "Go to my cottage and fetch my gloves and fan." Alice was confused by the rabbit's behavior. "Maybe I will find something at the cottage to help me find my way out," she said hopefully. As she was going out, she saw a piece of chocolate cake that was kept on a table by a doorway. Next to the cake was a note to read, "Eat me. I am so hungry," Alice said as she ate the cake. Suddenly she felt strange and realized, "Oh no, I have grown larger than this house." She cried, "Get out of my way, you are blocking the door," shouted the white rabbit. Alice managed to pick up his fan. Immediately she began to shrink. But little did she know it was a magical fan which made her small again. "Oh no, I will never get back to the right size." She went looking for help. Soon she saw a green caterpillar dressed in a pink jacket. He was sitting on the top of a large mushroom, smoking a bubble pipe. "One side makes you big and other side makes you small," he said. The mushroom, "Silly," he answered. Alice ate a piece of mushroom. "Thank goodness, I am growing," she cried. "But which way do I go?" Alice turned to find a smiling Cheshire cat in a tree. "I will see you later at the Queen's Croquet game," he said before disappearing. There was a table set out under a tree in front of the house. Alice looked all round the table, but there was nothing on it but tea. Alice sighed wearily. I think you might do something better with the time, she said, then waste it in asking riddles that have no answer, and she continued her walk. Suddenly she found herself in the middle of a field where the Queen of Hearts was playing croquet. Her guards and gardeners were shaped like cards. One gardener had planted white roses by mistake and then painted them red. Off with their heads, shrieked the Queen. I hate white roses. Then she noticed Alice and asked her, have you ever played croquet? Yes, Alice timidly answered, but I have never used a flamingo. Play with me, ordered the Queen. Alice tried her best to play well, but she had trouble with her flamingo. Off with her head, cried the Queen. Just then a trumpet sounded in the distance calling court to session. Everyone rushed into the courtroom. Court is now in session, announced the White Rabbit. Will Alice please come to the stand? Alice took the stand and looked at the jury box, where the March Hare and the Mad Hatter were making noise. The Dormouse slept and the Cheshire Cat smiled at her. What's going on? Asked Alice. You are guilty to stealing the delicious heart-shaped tarts, accused the Queen, and now you must be punished. Off with her head. Off with her head, yelled the Queen. How silly, replied Alice. I did not have a slightest idea what you were talking about. I was only playing croquet. Alice felt someone touch her shoulder. Wake up. You have been sleeping for too long, said her sister softly. I had strange dream, said Alice. She told her sister about the White Rabbit, the Mad Tea Party, the Queen of Hearts, and the trial. But her sister was not paying attention. You are reading again, pummeled Alice. As she stretched, Alice saw a little white rabbit with pink eyes scurry behind a tree. At last, all was a dream of Alice, where she saw such a beautiful things. So, dear children, I hope you all have understood the imagination of Alice. Even we all see dreams sometimes. It looks like it is happening really, but once we awake, we realize that it's a dream. Now let's end up our session and let's meet soon with more interesting topic. Till that, stay peace, stay healthy. Thank you, children.